energy surrounds us and binds us.
What is up, Star Wars fans, and welcome back to the Carbonite Convos podcast. Today, Alec and I are talking about Mandalorian Season 3 up to this point. We are halfway in, and we could not be more excited. We're 4 episodes deep. We got 4 left, and I'm really excited about this. We have an awesome draft for you guys today for our favorite crunchy snacks. So just so you can get to know a little bit about us outside of our nerdom, you can know our inner fat kids. So Bobby, I'm ready.
Yeah, man. We're gonna lead it off with the draft, like we always do. I cannot get over our new co-host. You want to introduce him?
This is Bucky, everybody. He's chilling in here today because he can't be trusted on his own just yet. But he is our 14-week-old mini Bernadoodle, and he is the freaking man. So he won't be in every episode unless this just blows up and people love him. But just can't be trusted on his own on the carpet just yet. So he'll be joining us today.
Yeah, man. He looks awesome. I'm super happy for you and Rosemary and the fact that you guys were able to actually get him. That's super cool. But to continue on with what we're talking about here, yeah, we're gonna get this draft going, and then we're gonna do our mid-season review, like you mentioned. But without further ado, let's get the draft going. You mentioned crunchy snacks. Flip the coin, baby.
Let's go. Call it in the air.
Heads.
It is tails. This one isn't as bad, with me starting first because I don't think we will have the same exact ones. My first one, I am going to go with crunchy Cheetos. Not Cheeto Puffs. I like Cheeto Puffs, but I'm going to go with crunchy Cheetos. There is nothing better than just having a nice bag. You get your fingers. Some people use chopsticks so they don't get the Cheeto fingers, but I love the icing on the cake is just that at the very end. I love it.
Oh, dude, you can't beat some just straight up crunchy Cheetos, man. They're classics.
Oh,
They're in
yeah.
every lunchbox as a kid, man. That's awesome.
It's very, I have a hot take. People have always been very disgusted by this, but I love to eat Cheetos and drink a glass of milk. Everybody thinks it's so disgusting, and they're like, I love just a nice cold glass of milk and a bag of Cheetos.
Okay.
Strong bones.
Chocolate milk?
No,
just regular white milk.
Just milk. White milk straight from the udder.
Ugh, that is gnarly.
Straight from the udder, bro.
Oh. All right. My number 1 pick here. I'm going tried, true, classic. Can never be beaten. Goes great with everything. I'm going original Lay's.
Original Lay's. Basic, but completely understand. Those are incredible.
Absolutely. And then if you're getting into different range there, I kind of count that as any sort of potato chip, you know what I'm saying? Straight
except
up
flavors. Yeah, except flavors.
Right.
Because you got he's falling. You got the chips, but no, I 100% agree. Where do you stand on chips on sandwiches?
Oh, I'm here for it.
Same.
I don't put them on the sandwich. I will take a bite and then put the chip in my mouth directly.
Oh, really?
At the same time,
man,
yeah.
I'll just put chips right on the sandwich. It adds just that perfect level of crunch. I love it. So my number 2, there's going to be a cheesy trend here, but I am going to go with goldfish. I've always been made fun of because I've always called them fishy crackers, but you can't beat a goldfish. The only downside is you crush the entire bag, or at least most of it, in each sitting. So
are you a flavor blasted guy?
Not really. I like them. I like just original, but I do like
which
the rainbow ones.
I like?
What?
The saltines.
Saltine
goldfish, saltine crackers and goldfish. Yeah.
Never seen those.
Yeah. What's your thoughts on whales?
I love whales too.
They're kind of the same thing.
Yeah, they're not exactly the same, but it's pretty much the same. Exactly. So if I'm shopping at Aldi and they don't have my go-to fishy crackers, I'll get the whales.
Okay.
Sure.
Number 2 for me, I'm going garden salsa sun chips.
Garden salsa sun chips.
Dude, those hit
really
different. They're so good.
I have to have no other options for me to eat sun chips. In all honesty,
you don't like sun chips?
They're all right. I will eat them, but I will eat them if there's nothing left. That's it.
Okay. Fair.
That's
I
it.
love Sun Chips.
Yeah. See, after this third pick of mine, it's going to be hard because I'm going to have to really, really start to think. But my third chip or crunchy snack are Cheez-Its. So you can tell I'm a big lactose guy. Love the Cheez-Its. Again, you can just down the whole bag.
Easily. The Cheez-Its, man. Cheesy goldfish, cheesy Cheetos. That's hilarious.
Have you had the Cheez-It snapped? Have you had those? So if you have a little bag of Cheetos, it's 140 calories, and they're just much better. Not much better. They're still processed crackers, but they're a little bit more healthy. They're only 100 calories. They're very flavor blasted, but they're good.
You ever had okay. I'm saving this one. I can't bring it up because I might use it. All right. That was your number 3?
This is number 3.
All right. My number 3, again, kind of a classic here, man. I'm going Chex Mix.
Chex Mix. Dude.
I love Chex Mix.
Well, I'll have to have my dad make you a batch of Gizzies because my grandma Gigi, she had just a special recipe for like Chex Mix, but for some reason they're called Gizzies.
I think I've had it.
Really?
I'm sure I've had it, bro. I've been
sure
at so many of your family outings. What do you mean?
Yeah. So I'll have him send you a case in exchange for a
That's
Griffey
funny.
auto.
Every yeah, right. Everyone has a different name for them.
Really?
Like everyone's is a little bit different. I feel like there's so many like Chex Mix recipes with like this seasoning or this like topping on it, whatever, and everyone calls it something way different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. All right. Number 4, I got to go with Andy Capp's hot fries.
Oh,
I will crush those, especially on a road trip.
Yeah.
I only get those on road trips. I will get a nice especially if it's at night. I'll get a nice not Monster, the Starbucks triple energy boost, a 3 Musketeers bar, and a fucking just bag of hot fries, and I will chow down.
That sounds good.
Oh, dude, I'm hungry. I have not eaten breakfast, and it is 5 o'clock for me.
Yeah. All right. Number 4 here.
You always were kind of like, you have some interesting ones because you always had like weird ass snacks and shit at your house
growing up. Yeah, I know.
So like you just have a different acquired taste.
Number 4, probably one of the most slept on chips, in my opinion, the honey barbecue twisted Fritos.
Really?
So, dude,
it's a good one.
Yes, you're
very specific.
Yes,
the garden salsa. What were they?
Well, for
Sun Chips.
There's like 8 flavors of Sun Chips.
No,
the other ones are good too. The originals are good. The cheese ones are good.
Yeah,
sour cream and onion are good.
I'm not a big sour cream and onion guy.
Oh, I love.
All right, number 5. I think I'm gonna have to go pretty classic on this one. I'm gonna go with just Lay's barbecue chips, or even to kind of go a step deeper. The what is it called? Like the baked
kettle?
They're not baked kettle. Yeah, kettle barbecue chips. Actually, no, Lay's barbecue chips. They hit different.
Yeah, the crispy ones, man. Yeah, in a big bowl sitting out on the patio table. Yeah.
With a nice burger and a hot dog on 4th of July.
Burger and a hot dog, but then unfortunately, because everyone's in the pool, the chips are all wet because everyone's just reaching in and grabbing them. So
true.
Yeah.
True.
All right.
Chopsticks.
Yeah. All right. And in this list off, I think this one might be interesting. I don't think you'll be too surprised because I know you've seen me buy them before. The Munchies mix. It's Cheetos, pretzels,
Fritos, Doritos.
Yeah, all that.
I got a case of those sitting in my kitchen right now.
Oh, they're perfect, bro. And I like eating one at a time specific because like you get all the different.
Dude, psychos are the only ones that just dig a hand in and have like multiple different ones at a time. Like you can't eat a Cheeto and a pretzel at the same time. Like, it's disgusting.
Dude, the textures all
no.
Yeah.
I think that I am hungry as hell. I'm hungry as hell, and I don't know when I'm getting food.
I think that's a good list.
I think those were some good lists. Definitely good lists. But I am ready to get into some Mando if you are.
Ooh, let's do it, my man. All right, baby.
I already know we both enjoy it. We wait until 3 a.m. my time, midnight Pacific to watch it, and we talk about it all the time, but not too in depth. So, what are you initial thoughts halfway through?
More or less, so far, like I didn't know exactly what was gonna happen. I don't think anyone does. I think that Favreau and Filoni and the entire crew over there, man, they do a great job at keeping things under wraps. So like we have no idea what's happening. But for lack of a better terms, this season has been exactly what I expected it would be up to this point.
Really?
Like I didn't know exactly what was going to happen. I didn't know Grogu was going to utter like little baby words, or I didn't know that.
Oh wait,
Yeah, right.
Hey, sorry, stepping on Legos. Can't do that.
I don't know if like I didn't know about the Bo-Katan, any of her super cool issues, which I can't wait to talk about her. I think she's the most interesting part of the season so far. But I didn't know the exact details. But what I'm saying is going to Mandalore, him getting it back, him getting his Mando Cree back,
Mando badge,
some big event and something crazy happening while they were there. Like that's what I was expecting. There's so many shows like that are new right now that we don't know what to expect, and I think it kind of makes it hard to enjoy at first. In some perspectives. That's what I'm liking about this. I like being surprised and all that. Don't get me wrong, but that's what I'm really liking about the season. It's like fitting the need. It's the exact same thing Kenobi did. It like just checked all the boxes, and that's what this season is doing for me.
Yeah. No, that's cool. What's been your favorite like episode so far?
I'd say it's either got to be the first one or the newest or the fourth one. And then the reason is I'd say just the first one was just a hot start. It kicked off really hard. It went hard straight from the get-go. But episode 4, we got some huge answers and we got some huge setup. So
yeah,
I don't know where we want to dive in first. I feel like maybe we should start with episode 1 just because episode 4 was monumentous. So
no,
I don't kind of just dive in there a little bit.
Episode 1 was dope, and I'm sorry I keep having to look away. He's he jumped off the couch, and I gotta keep an eye on him. Episode 1 was dope. It was a great place to start. Very, it's kind of a hot start. So we got Grief. We got the explanation about where Cara Dune has been, because I know everybody with all the drama that went on with her, we needed those answers. We got a new villain. I can't remember his name, but the big Davy Jones plant guy.
Yeah,
the pirate leader. He was pretty cool. So we got so much so quick, and then they've just built off of that.
Yeah. Episode 1 was really great, bro. Just it really did. It started off super hot. Like I was really surprised. That's another thing I think the Mandalorians just brought to us in general, just throughout every episode, even the very first one in general, when we were introduced to Grogu. Every episode is something huge. I'll make the comparison to episode 3. Let's just be honest, it was slow. It was really slow.
Well, I think it was slow.
The things they were talking, it was a lot of dialogue.
Yeah, and it had nothing to do with Mando really at the time.
Right. But the thing about it is that stuff they were talking about, even though it was very slow and a little bit boring, it was heavy stuff. And it was things that are going to make a huge play later. I don't think there's been too much filler in any Mando episode, aside from maybe a little bit here and there, which is fine. You have to drag it out, or else this thing will be 4 episodes long, and we don't want that.
And it's your definition of filler, because like right. World building and talking about lore is filler for some people, but for people like us, we enjoy it because it's still, at the end of the day, it's fresh Star Wars. It's constantly learning. It's, even if it's nothing crazy relevant, it's a new Star Wars story, even if it's with the same characters.
No, 100%. I'm really excited. I think something else that was really cool about episode 1 was how much R4 was involved. It was interesting because I was like, wondering what was going on with him. Like, he seemed really scared and all that. And this was more in episode 2 when like they're on Mandalore and he's like wandering around and stuff. But I couldn't help but feel bad for him when he was stuck out there. Man, R4's such a cool droid, and there's so much backstory that has been developed to him. I'm really hoping he sticks with Mando for like a long time going forward.
Oh, I do too. I hope that he is Mando's droid, like kind of like how
Right.
R2 was Luke's and Anakin's and everything. I hope that R4 is with Mando for the long haul. I really do. I think, just like you said, with his backstory, I don't blame him for being scared. And if you don't know, the backstory about R4, he didn't have an easy life. And then he purposefully blew his motivator in A New Hope after talking with R2 about like R2's mission to get the message to Obi-Wan and everything.
Right.
So he's had a crazy life, and he probably just hasn't experienced anything too, scary. Maybe it's just that past trauma that he's scared of. This very well might be his first time leaving Tatooine, so you never know. But yeah, I love how they involved him again. He's like, I feel like he's gonna be an unsung hero. I love that droid for sure.
Yeah, it's almost like, what goes around comes around. Like for him doing that and making a kind of a hero's play more than, for lack of a better terms, like if he didn't do that, R2 wouldn't have been able to go on and do what he was able to do. For him to make that sacrifice, if you want to call it that, I think he deserves something good coming to him,
Yeah, 100%, 100%.
And he fits too perfect in the Starfighter, man.
Yeah, I think just all the connections to the sequel trilogy too, regardless of what your thoughts on the sequel trilogy are. It's clear that it really split the fandom, but they're trying to make the sequel trilogy make more sense, which is awesome. We have this Babu Frick species, which that scene in episode 1 wasn't, hey, like bad baby. That was a hilarious scene, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was great. Overall, episode 1 was awesome. And then, like you said, episode 3 was a little bit slower, but the entire season this far has built so much. And this is something that could go on for so long, which is incredible.
I like what you say about tying in sequels, because I think that's something every Star Wars fan wonders. Like, there's a huge jump there, even though it's really not that long. Like, there's so much that happened, and there's so much that changed, and even the world building and how everything works. I like that they're doing that. And that's what really gets me excited about Ahsoka. I mean, it's Ahsoka. That's obviously a huge level of excitement, but we're gonna get some answers on how they tie in, and I think it's going to tie things into the point where people aren't going to be as upset about the sequels anymore. That's my hope for it.
You'd hope. At the same time, Star Wars fans love to just.
Well, you
bitch
can't
and
make
moan.
everybody happy. We know that, and that's a known thing. But it is what it is on that aspect. But that's my hopes for it. If it does that, who knows?
It definitely
is.
But
Mandalorian's already starting to do that.
Dude, it 100% is tying it in because, we got the famous line, somehow Palpatine returned. We know that the Palpatine we see in the sequel trilogy, it's been confirmed that was a clone. So they're explaining how Palpatine returned. They're explaining the levels of cloning that they're going through and just the explanations. It's going to fill in so many gaps, and I'm here for it.
Oh, yeah.
I want to talk about Bo-Katan for a little bit.
Oh, dude, I think she's the most interesting development that's happening right now, which is saying something with how much is happening with Grogu.
Yeah, yeah. It's interesting because, she was part of Death Watch at a point, and she hates Death Watch, and now she's part of the clan. And you wonder if, what her motives are. Is she really just trying to find belonging with this clan, or I can't imagine people want to stay isolated in their life. So maybe she found a home, but it's still, I feel like it's going to be
not interesting, a perfect fit. Yeah.
No, it's going to be interesting to see how that moves forward.
Well, we know Bo-Katan is very set in her ways, and she's very type A, which is part of what makes her a great character. And it's gotten her into a little bit of trouble over the years.
Yeah,
being involved with Death Watch, and like you said there.
I wanted to ask you
my my spidey sense is going off just a little bit though. Okay. She jumps back and forth really quick, I feel like.
Yeah.
And maybe that's just her like learning, trying to like make up for her mistakes or whatever her motive is. I'm not saying she's a bad person, but I don't think the morale is completely there. I think at the end of the day, she still ultimately might screw over this clan to get what she wants. But at the same time, with her wearing the mark of the mythosaur, that does have me questioning my thoughts on it a little bit. So I don't know, man. And I think that's why she's been awesome so far.
Yeah. And to kind of go off of that, when you say she might screw over the clan, I think a lot of people are talking about how they're putting, the Children of the Watch in such a good light when they were pretty much a terrorist group. They were a terrorist group back in the day. So are they still that? Are they really just trying to rebuild Mandalore and just survive? Like, so I think seeing Bo-Katan's story and seeing Children of the Watch, seeing their story, seeing how all that develops, I think it's going to be really interesting.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to go into something else, but
I do completely agree with you. I was thinking that during our reaction the other day. It's like they really do go hard on their younglings, or their foundlings. I'm sorry. And that's great. Like, yes, the children of the future and all that, but like, it's to the point where like they're hurting themselves and putting themselves in kind of a disadvantage because of it. I don't know. Like, for instance, when they went and rescued Paz Vizsla's kid, I don't remember what they called him. What was his name?
I don't know, but however,
it was something. It sounded like a Viking. They kind of, I don't know.
Oh,
man,
it was
they
Ragnar.
Ragnar. Yeah, Ragnar. They went about it in a very peculiar way. I don't know.
That whole thing, the way that he survived in that dragon's mouth for that long.
Yeah.
Like, the dragon just pukes up this kid for her babies. Kind of taking a segue, I think something that really interests me is the armorer. She knows something, and
easily.
I just want to know her place, because she's clearly the leader. But I've seen a lot of theories on whether or not Bo actually saw a real mythosaur, or if she saw a real mythosaur, or because of the waters, if they're that magical, if they're sending her on a type of like vision quest, and she saw the mythos, like her brain saw it,
right?
But it wasn't actually there.
She
So
had
I
a
think
vision.
that's super
Well,
interesting.
that's what the armor said. Like,
it'll
it's a
make
sign
you
of
see
good luck or something. Like,
yes, and it will make you see, the living waters will make you see very interesting things. And she's like, oh no, I saw it. Do you know that meme where it's like
interesting.
where it's like a not a hospital, like a at-home nurse walking an older lady with a walker. She's helping her along. So they put Bo-Katan's helmet over the old lady, and she's like, I saw a mythosaur. And then the younger was like, okay, grandma, I'm sure you did.
I do know what you're talking about. I do know what you're talking about. Now you say it.
It was the same with like Watto. He was like, I owned Darth Vader at one point. Okay, buddy.
Dude, I work with kids, and that's I have that exact conversation all the time. I made macaroni and cheese for dinner. Cool. Nice.
I did too. 3 times this week.
Yeah.
Goodness. But yeah, I wonder if she actually saw it or not.
I don't know. Because Den did not. And he was like unconscious.
Well, he was passed out too. Like,
right. Well, okay, that brings up the question. If there's not a mythosaur, what dragged him down?
Dragged him in. So I think that's kind of the interesting thing. What would have dragged him down, I
don't know, man.
But I can't imagine that like a mythosaur
would just drag it
and then leave him, So I don't know. We're gonna get some answers.
I don't know.
We're gonna get some answers.
Interesting.
Yeah. I know episode 3 was a little slower, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. Like, I was on edge the entire time we were watching it. I like wasn't sure what to think. And you know, we have our theories, and I think it's clear that they're coming true based on you know, the Imperial officer, the girl, I can't remember her name right now, but her turning up the machine while Pershing is in there. I definitely
Oh
think the whole
yeah.
time she was tricking him because he has the materials to recreate, to do the cloning process. He has his research. They have him back. They're literally wiping his memory. So I think Pershing is definitely going to be in the hands of the Empire again very, very soon.
No doubt. Gonna make him forget all the bad things and just
Well,
make him
to
work for him
quote
again.
bad things, they're going to make him forget all of the, like him coming to terms with,
Right.
goodness, dude, this guy is driving me nuts right now.
That is a good point. I want to talk about growth before we get into episode. Well, let's get into episode 4 briefly, and
We
then I
can
want to
talk
talk
about
about.
it all. We're all over the place. Let's
I
do it.
know, I know, but and after that, I want to dive into Grogu a little bit, just
Yeah.
because it's Grogu and there's some crazy things happening. So just from the start of episode 4, that was nuts because one, there was a freaking dragon like out of
Yeah.
nowhere. It's like, oh my god, okay. Two, seeing all those Mandalorians training on the beach was awesome.
I don't know where they all came from.
That sent a message out. I don't know. I can imagine how sick would it be, like an Obi-Wan Kenobi type message to all the Jedi,
Yeah.
or an Optimus Prime end of Transformers message out
Yeah.
in space, calling all Mandalorians.
I
Like,
know, right? Shit.
yeah, that'd be
That'd be
sick.
dope. It was. That'd be dope. That'd be dope. No, that was a sick sequence too. It's cool seeing all the different armor, just all that stuff. So it's gonna be just really
All
cool
the
to see.
colorways and stuff,
Yeah. Just see the development of them as a whole.
for sure.
Um, yeah, episode 4. Let's get into
Uh,
Grugo. Let's get into
Grogu.
Grogu.
So,
I like
first
his
off,
little run,
his
his
little
little waddle.
run was great. Bro, Grogu is I'm confused where he is. Because yes, like season 1 and 2, he's still a baby, right? But uh in Empire Strikes Back, when Luke and Yoda are training, Yoda says to Luke, I have been training Jedi for 800 years, I have, or whatever. And Yoda was 900 and some years old when
Yeah.
he died, right?
Mm-hmm.
If Yoda was training for 800 years, so he started training Jedi around like 80 to 100 years, being 80 to 100 years old. Grogu's like 52 or 53 at this point.
Yeah.
Bro, he's gonna have to make a huge jump in the next like 5 years because
Yeah.
he is a baby still, but we're starting to see him talk and stuff. I think we're gonna see him talk words this season,
Yeah. Well, we already have a little bit,
like
but
a little bit, but like
I think,
full.
you know, with Yoda, he probably was developed. Grogu was in hiding for over half of that time, you know, so
Mhm.
he wasn't learning. He wasn't, you know, if you just leave a baby in a room, he's not going to learn anything. He's not going to learn how to
Right.
talk or walk. He's just going to get older and
And
not be able to do anything. So
yeah,
we saw how big of a stride he made in the time that he was with Luke. So
yeah,
I
we
think,
did.
yeah. So I think it will come quick because he can finally learn where he wasn't able to for 30 years.
Yeah, I love seeing him kick little Ragnar's ass. Just
Yeah.
going down 0-2 real quick, and
And
then
then
say,
pop,
hey,
pop, pop.
show him what
Got
you
him.
can do. That was
Yeah.
sick, bro. See him jump around like little Yoda,
Yeah.
bro. That was awesome.
Yeah.
It's
Oh, it's cool.
God, I would have loved to seen just briefly Luke training Grogu to do those jumps just as Yoda was training him, like in the same type of montage.
Yeah.
I think that would have been really neat.
We kind of got a little bit. I liked how he had Grogu on his back the same way he had
Yeah,
Yoda. So I loved that back in Book of Boba.
that was great.
But let's just get right to it. Order 66 flashback. And I knew it was coming because in season 1, when the armor was making Din's armor and she was banging on the metal, that's when he got flashbacks. So she's banging on it, and you could see that his Grogu's face
is starting to get like worried.
He was distraught. And right when I saw his face, I was like, holy shit, we're getting Order 66. And the fact that we got so much was incredible, because up to this point, we've gotten like little snippets, like maybe 10, 15 seconds of what he saw. And then we got
that was a whole
solid 2 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ahmed Best.
There's a whole act of the story.
The King's Return.
Bro, good. First off, good for him, because we know his story. We know the terrible things that happened to him and what he tried to do. And like that, if you need help, get help. Like,
because of Star Wars fans, because they didn't like Jar Jar Binks.
It's ridiculous.
It's like,
but like, how like that is. I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it. I'm getting like teary-eyed thinking about it. That's such a comeback.
Yeah,
like,
it's same for
Anik, for him,
Hayden Christensen, all these people,
all of them. Yeah.
And to see him be the one to save Grogu, double wielding, just doing work,
taking absolute clone ass, bro.
Oh yeah. Oh man, that was sick.
Because the double saber got me fired up. I was like, that's sick.
Well, dude, you saw all these Jedi Masters die, and Grogu just gets in the elevator, door shuts right on time. And in that moment, I thought it was going to stop there. And then it goes down, and right when the door's opening, it's that split second in your mind. It's like, oh, shit, who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? And then just that aha moment. You're like, holy shit, it's him. It's Ahmed Best. This is him. He was the one that gets to save Grogu, make the one of the best Star Wars comeback stories that there is.
That's how it
was incredible. Like you said, he kicked clone ass. And then
it was crazy seeing the 501st barge in and like
when he sped away on the speeder. I think like, dude, we got to see a clone, a Republic gunship, bro. Like, we haven't seen those since Revenge of the Sith. And it's just, dude, our childhood came out. And I'll tell you this much. When he pulls up on the landing platform and we saw that ship, that was Padme's ship.
That was from Phantom Menace.
Well, that was from Revenge of the Sith, too.
No, it wasn't. No, did she take it to Revenge? Did she? I thought it was different. It had to have been, because she was already there.
Well, no, I wasn't thinking of that. Well, no, not dirt. What I'm mistaking it, because it's she took like the long ship that had like wings. So she didn't take that one, but that was the one
from
like
Phantom Menace.
From Phantom Menace, whether it's the same ship or not. But it was, that was,
it has to be
the Queen's ship.
Like,
so
that's too big. That's too big of an Easter egg.
Yeah, no, I know that was intense. I'm curious to see the next flashback, because I think that it's gonna keep coming.
Well, like we know he had to have gotten in that hiding place. I don't know what to call it. Hideout from episode 1. He had to have gotten there somehow. So who brought him there? Did Kelleran survive Order 66 fully? Like, did he go back and fight more? Did he I don't know.
Yeah.
So there's easily another Jedi that could have survived.
Yeah. How do you like that? Like, do you like more surviving?
I think it depends. I think it depends, honestly, because in order to survive Order 66, you feel like you have to be able to make a huge impact. I'm gonna make the comparison here. In Fallen Order, what was Cal Kestis, the lady who
I can't remember.
I can't recall her name. I apologize, but she survived Order 66. And my opinion of that game, like the whole time, the whole story, I felt like she was just like, I'm like, come on, like you kind of suck. It's like, feel like you're not doing anything. She ended up completely redeeming herself in my eyes and making the heroes play and turned into a super awesome character, because she came back from like being in hiding and had a super good character arc. So that's not what I'm not saying she's a bad character, but she made her heroes play, and then she ultimately met her downfall. The same way Kanan did, the same way Luke did, like ended up the same. So on. Well, Luke didn't survive it. Dumb. I'm trying to think who else was like survived the same way Obi-Wan did, like so on and so forth. As long as
Quinlan
they
Voss.
end Quinlan Voss, as long as they end up adding some sort of value later on to the greater good, I'm good with it. But if
And
they're
as
just
lo-
gonna go high to do nothing, then I
Well,
don't want
I
to say they should have died, but
I feel like
kind of
if they're gonna hide and go do nothing, I feel like because there very well might have been a couple random Jedi that survived and literally did nothing. They weren't
I mean
Obi-Wan
we
protecting the
saw that in
chosen.
Kenobi kind of like
Yeah, but he was looking to
right.
help. I'm sure there are some Jedi that survived that, became farmers and shit, but not to say their stories aren't worth telling, but in the grand scheme of the galaxy, it's not worth telling if they're just
Right.
farmers and they have a family and then that's it. They live a normal life. At that point, it's not worth telling. They're only going to tell these ones that make sense to tell.
Dude, there
And
was still sorry.
we don't even know if Kelleran survived yet. If he did, though, he helped get Grogu away, which is one of the keys to the galaxy moving forward, I feel like.
Right. Dude, that brings up the question in my eyes. Was Grogu, I think we briefly talked about it. Was Grogu just like that important? Did they know how strong he could be? Like, or were they just protecting the youngling like they would with any other youngling? But it seemed very specific that they had 4 Jedi protecting him, and they make the Kelleran seem extremely strong. And there's a reason that he was so close by or on his way. Dude, it was so funny. I watched Star Wars theories breakdown on the episode, and he made me laugh. He's like, Kelleran picked Grogu up similar to Hagrid and Harry Potter, like just sitting on the motorbike, and Harry and I know you've never seen it, but I was like, that's a great comparison right there.
No, that's funny. Yeah, I haven't seen them, so I'll trust you that it's a good comparison. Man, it was just so awesome. And I think you have people complaining on Twitter that don't like it. And it's like, bro, what the fuck do you expect? Like, what do you
want?
What do you want from Star Wars? Like, we're getting a new story while filling in, like, just seeing remnants of your childhood and all that stuff. It's what do you want out of Star Wars?
And we're not
Maybe
even
it's
done.
not for you anymore. Yeah, like if you hate everything and have a problem with everything Star Wars does, maybe you're just not a Star Wars. Maybe you've outgrown the future of Star Wars. You can still love the past, but
you can still love the past, but don't take away our future. Is my thing, bro. Like, or not our, like just the generals, the public's future.
You can't please everybody, but it's just what bothers me, and I'm doing it right now. I am doing it right now. You'll have people engaging with it on Twitter and all this stuff. It's like, yo, just ignore them. Just ignore them. Like, I can't remember the last time I've actually had a conversation and argued with a toxic Star Wars fan. It might have been once ever, because like, don't give them the time of day. It's like Star Wars is heading in such a great direction that how can you bitch and moan about it? How?
No, I mean, you know how.
Yeah.
So
That's
what
me.
else anything else about episode 4 that stuck out to you?
I like that they kept the babies. That was pretty cool. They're gonna
bro. They're gonna train those.
They're literally gonna have 3 dragons.
If the mythosaur is real, those dragons will be a huge part in taking it down.
What I'm concerned of, why does the mythosaur need to be killed?
Oh, I mean, if it like awakens, I'm sure it could do some serious damage.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe if it is a real mythosaur and it's been sitting down there for thousands of years.
Yeah.
It's literally the High Republic.
Let him be.
Yeah.
I saw somebody say something interesting. They said, I can't wait to see Grogu tame the mythosaur the way he did the shit, what are they called?
The Rancor.
The Rancor. Yeah, I had to look at the pop to remember the name. And I was like, wow, what if? What if?
Could you imagine? Just like I don't know let's just say that the big threat of this season isn't the Mythosaur. If it's some outside source or
He's just
hello. Yeah, some outside source of villainous, like these weird creatures with the eyeball robot things. There's got to be something
whatever the
there.
hell that
Where
was.
the hell did those come from? There's something there for sure.
Yeah.
If the Mando gang is getting absolutely destroyed, and all of a sudden it flashes to Grogu, and he sits and starts meditating, and he's sitting there, and his hands start going into his little 3 fingers, and this blue aura starts going around him, and all of a sudden from the back just emerges out of the ground. It just starts taking shit out, bro. That would be sick.
Well, dude, they used to ride mythosaurs, didn't they? Yeah. Like
that's what was the little pig dude? R.I.P. Shoot.
I'm looking at his pop right now.
He was awesome, bro.
Oh, it's actually right here in the corner, right there.
Yeah. What's his name? Queel. Yes, thank you.
R.I.P.
R.I.P.
Miss that guy.
He was cool.
I miss him.
He was a homie.
Jeez. I miss him. Yeah, no, they said you used to ride mythosaurs and you can't ride a fucking blurg. I don't know. That was it's going to be really cool to see how the mythosaur plays out if he's truly there, which I think he is. But I don't know. What else on the entire season as a whole? I like how Bo she said to Grogu during the whole little battle with Ragnar, she was like, "It's okay. My dad was the same way with me. It's just because he's proud of you." So she called him his dad, and I just thought that was really cool.
That is cool.
I like that a lot.
I mean, it is, bro. He is his son at this point. He treats him like one. He talks to him like one. Like, I love that. I think this goes without saying. I love their relationship. It's fantastic.
Man, what did we talk about before Mandalorian?
Clone Wars?
Well, kinda. Man, Mando changed everything. My dad's watching through Rebels right now, and last night he finished season 2, so he saw Twilight of the Apprentice and everything.
Oh, nice.
I was like 9 beers deep last night, and I had a 2-hour conversation with him just about Star Wars, because I'm sending him the complete watch order of everything, like movies, Tales of the Jedi, Clone Wars, all that stuff. So I think when I go home,
so see you in 3 years.
Man, he's semi-retired, so he can. Dude, he started Rebels on Wednesday.
Oh,
yeah, wow. So he blows through it. I forgot that he hadn't watched Kenobi yet. So when I go home for opening day next week, we're gonna watch Kenobi, because that's something perfect for me and him to watch. Just because I grew up he took me to the prequels, so I can't wait to watch that with him. He'll love it.
Hell yeah, man.
Then Mando. I can't wait. It sucks that we're already halfway done.
It's so fast, bro.
So fast.
Mando wait goes for years by like that. I swear, and it's because it's so good.
Yeah, and you
look forward to it every week. It's like, oh my, okay, bam! I can't wait for next week. Bam, another one. Yes, let's go. Another one. Bam, let's go. And then all of a sudden it's gone. You're like, shit. Versus, I'm not knocking it. Bad Batch. I'm like, another one. All right.
Well, it's not even that. It's just it's so on the back burner, and I feel bad. And people
no, we're gonna watch it. We're like halfway through it.
Of course, I have no problem with.
We're gonna finish it.
It's Star Wars. We're gonna watch it, but at 3 in the morning. At 3 in the morning, I don't want to stay up, watch Mando, edit it, and then watch Bad Batch and do it again. I need sleep. I need sleep. So we'll watch Bad Batch.
100%. Well, how do I do a full watch reaction breakdown?
Yeah.
After it's completely out.
Definitely. And the thing is, people oh, why are people not paying as attention to the Bad Batch? And I'm sitting there, I'm like, people aren't paying as attention because the Mandalorian is, well, that kind of too.
A little bit.
They literally end the episode the same position they were before it started every week. but it's the Mandalorian. It is so much more culturally important to the world, and it's
Oh,
just
yeah.
so much more badass, to be honest. So it's like, I'm not knocking Bad Batch at all. It's a good show. It does provide really cool Star Wars stories, like we said, but
Mhm.
I'm sorry, Mando comes first. Grogu, Order 66 flashbacks, all this stuff comes first over
Yeah.
Sid.
Sid's gone, bro. What do you mean?
No, she's back. I saw a spoiler. I think she's back. Well, she's not
Uh,
dead. She never died, but
not
like,
died.
yes.
No, no, no. I thought the Sid missions were over. Sid.
Nope.
Mike Wazowski.
What? Uh,
Mike
what are you talking
was
about?
she no, she
Oh,
reminds
the
me
fact that
of the
she looks like Roz.
yeah.
You
Mike
gotta
Wazowski.
file your paperwork. I'm watching. Always watching. Jeez. Did you watch Monsters University?
Yeah, it was great.
Did you watch the Monsters at Work show?
No.
Pretty cool too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a
it's good.
dude, Monsters Inc. Fucks.
Yeah, it fucks.
It does.
Oh, it's a great show. Bucky's being so chill right now. He's just hanging. Just hanging. So, we've been going on for a little bit. Are there any like last thoughts on Mandalorian first 4 episodes of season 3 before we kick it?
Mm-mm. Not that I'm aware of. I think it's just been really good, bro. I'm really looking forward to the rest of it. I think that goes without saying, and I feel like that's probably the most uttered thing out of my mouth. Oh my god, I'm so excited.
Yeah.
We constantly saying that, but it's the truth, my man. Like
Do you think any cameos are coming?
Sabine has to happen.
Yeah.
It
She's
has to
gotta.
happen.
Boba's gotta come back.
You think he'll be back in this season?
I think so. The fact that he went to Tatooine and we didn't see him, I thought that was interesting. Oh, the fact that the Boonta Eve Classic was going on while we saw it.
Yeah.
That was awesome. Like
Yeah.
Anakin's pod race. It was cool seeing all the fireworks. That was really cool. It was one of those really subtle things
Yeah.
that just makes you very happy.
It makes you appreciate it.
Exactly. No, that was awesome. I think we'll see Boba.
I hope we do.
I hope so. I hope so. Yeah. Wonder if we'll see Ahsoka or Luke. Like, what's Luke doing now that Grogu's gone?
I saw a theory that Ahsoka is going to take place in like a different reality or a different universe of the sorts. So maybe whatever's happening in Ahsoka, Luke is there.
Yeah, but he comes back. Like, I don't think Luke leaves. If it does happen in a different like dimension or whatever,
Mhm.
I can't see Luke. Like, he's too central.
Right.
That's just my opinion.
Well, yeah, we know he comes back in the sequels. So
Yeah, I think he's just too central to the story. But no, I'm excited. There's got to be some type of cameo. I'm not expecting anything like season 2 where he just pops up and
yeah, it kind of sucks because nothing I think will
nothing
ever.
nothing will compare to that.
It can't.
You
It
can't.
can't. That was top 3 moments in in TV/movie history, in my opinion.
For me, yeah.
In what's relevant for me, that shit was awesome.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, you can't beat that. You can't beat that. And everybody loved it too. You didn't see a lot of people complaining about it. It's
Right.
everybody loved it. And you saw Grogu go off with him. I was just surprised we got him back so quick.
Yeah.
But I'm here for it. It's the Mandalorian, not the Skywalker. So
Right.
it is what it is.
All right. Okay. Hold on. One more thing. Who is the Mandalorian? So, like right now, up to this point, yeah, there was a reason they called it the Mandalorian, right? Like, but first because we didn't know Din's name, we didn't know Grogu's name, but who truly is the Mandalorian that they're talking about?
I still think it's Din at this point.
Yeah.
I do. I've seen a lot of people think like maybe they just mean the Mandalorians as a whole, but if it was about all the Mandalorians, it would have been called either the Mandalorians or just Mandalorians.
Right.
But the fact that it's just the Mandalorian, I still think it's about Din. That might be Grogu in the future. Who knows? It's all up for interpretation,
Right.
But no, I'm excited. We got 4 left this season.
Hell
4
yeah.
left. All right, man. Anything else before we peace?
Nah, man, I think that kind of covers everything. Like I said, we got in about a month, we'll probably do another one of these talking about
for
the
sure.
entire damn thing.
For sure. For sure. No, I'm excited. But everybody, we really appreciate you tuning into episode 87 of the podcast. We hope you enjoyed our favorite snacks. Let us know what your 5 favorite crunchy snacks are. And, leave your thoughts in the comment section, what you think of the Mandalorian season 3 so far. We hope to catch you on the next episode. I know we have a lot of pop lists scheduled, already made. They're in YouTube. They're coming out for you. So we have a lot of stuff on the brink, and we really hope that you come back. But until the next time you're on Carbonite Convos, like always, may the Force be with you.
Remember, the Force will be with you. Always.